Hello there. Today's story is about this old courthouse of Teluk Int. Okay, all right. Built in 1880, it was meant to be a church. Well, it was a church from the day one of its construction until 1911, when a new church was built somewhere in town, St. Luke's Church. So this church was meant for the British administrators. It was constructed long before the clock tower, the police station, and other British buildings. You know, clock tower was 1885, so was the police station. All right. So, of course, there were many cases since then, conducted, by these British lawyers. But during my time in the 60s, I used to, to hear about popular lawyers, Chinese lawyer, and there was an Indian also, and they would be going around town, drinking in, they must have a lot of money to splash, must be successful lawyers as well. But this was only a sessions court, and any of the big cases would have to go to Ipoh, I think. Anyway, I did not hear or read of any dramatic cases in Talenson, except there was one where a girl was murdered, yeah, cut into pieces, but the case was transferred to this Ipoh court because this is only a sessions court. Anything murder, would be transferred to a higher court. This is just a sessions inferior court. But the other dramatic case that I have read was after the war. It was the trial of a Japanese officer, you know, Sergeant Sasaki Sabaru, who was the head of the Kampitai. Kampitai was a very feared and much dreaded military police during the Japanese occupation. I remember my language teacher told us he was a member of the Kampitai. He had to go around town swaggering around. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think he committed any atrocities. But then they were just military police. But in any organization, they will be good and bad. There will be people who abuse the position. All right. But this particular case was different because this sergeant, Sasaki was the head, was the chief, and then it seems a lot of atrocities were committed in three towns: Utam Lintang, uh, Cameron Highlands, and Teluk Intan. So anyway, he had to face the war tribunal. So they sentenced him to die. Well, and he was hanged in Taiping Museum, 14 August 1946. So that was the only dramatic case that we know of that happened in this court. Okay, having said that, well, it became a court, for trials, until 1986 when it was abandoned and later on leased to a textile company selling, clothing, something like a go down for a couple of years, and then it was left again, and no one, and left just like that. Okay, and then in the, it was transferred to the to the Ministry of Defense, for the Third Regiment under the care of MINDEF because it's a government building. So it was transferred to the Ministry of Defense, and the Third Regiment had its base over there. I think until now they are still occupying the place. But anyway, the building is under this National Heritage Trust. Okay, and let me see. Okay, and it's declared a National Heritage Site in 2012. Although, yeah, of course, normally a building that is declared heritage site should be left alone. I don't know, but then this one is occupied and people staying there. I don't know. Well, but probably they will maintain it. But if a human, a lot of movement, building, of course there will be wear and tear. I don't know, but but it's but I saw it once at close quarters. I dropped by one day many years ago. It was very beautiful. The building was meant to be a church, very spacious. And you look at the distance, it didn't look like a church. I mean, it doesn't look like a court. Sorry, that's the reason why the authorities, you know, yeah, vacated the place. So they did not want to associate, with the place of worship, because there's all the spiritual elements, yeah, of a church. Okay, next time you come downtown, you drop by. It's very near. You cannot miss it. Very coming from the coast or coming straight, from Ipoh, and you will pass the sitting boulder. Then you go down maybe another 300 yards. Okay, you see almost 1,000 meters. Then on your left, you can see a beautiful block building. As you see it, white. Yeah, it's a beautiful building. You can't miss it. Drop by, have some shots, take some pictures, and be on your way. All right, it's just a short story about this beautiful relic of the past that you shouldn't miss. Okay, so mine it was so every each time you pass, you think it's a court. Actually it was more of a church than a court. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.